Hi Makerspace artists and engineers. I'm presenting to you now the second update on my father's bust sculpture. Its result will be a 1 meter tall bust, and half of it will be see-through translucent plastic. The other half will be perforated plastic elements so light can cascade through and light up the translucent side. That's a few artistic decisions I made since the last video. What I'll be making this with is a 3D printer, just your average 3D printer, FlashForge Creator Pro is what I'm using, and it has a very small print volume, about that big, but we're able to use extruded element technique to make a bust that's 1 meter tall. So bear with me here, and this is a photo of my father, one of about 12.5 that I sent to a Fiverr artist, Adamaz, and he created this wonderful 3D rendition of him. I've split it in half here for that sake of doing one half translucent and the other half perforated, but he created the full solid, and it was beautiful. I then went on to use Angus's from Maker's Muse, Angus's video on hollowing out a solid. Bring your STL into Mesh Mixer, go to Edit, Hollow, and choose your wall thickness. Being that my sculpture is planned for 1 meter tall, I thought 4 millimeters was a good wall thickness here for the sculpture. So the next step, once you've got your solid the way you would like it, a very large sculpture that you're going to end up using, you then need to break it up into, we'll call them puzzle pieces, these extruded elements. To enable you to do that for free, and it's a little bit tedious of a process, but I have a workflow here on extrudedelement.com/instruction. That's the very detailed portion. And if you came into extrudedelement.com and looked through the workflow, it gives you a generalized idea of how to break up a solid into many pieces. So I got my father's bust, hollowed it out, and the next step was to break it up into small extruded elements. So I was able to get this extruded element through his eye. This is piece number 18 when you use this extruded element library with software OpenSCAD. In piece 18, you could see it extruded through his eye. This is about a 3-inch wide hexagon, and it extruded through his eye and created end hooks. So my first idea was to lay it flat on the print bed. And in doing so, I thought, I can save plastic, get it done quickly, and it will have nice resolution through his face. As you can see, I'm going through here and showing the infill and the supports underneath, using rectangular supports according to Flash Print. Well, that didn't work out too well. It ended up here is the eye of my father's bust, and you can see some infill through there, which is pretty cool. Here, let me bring it closer again. Whoops, focus. You can see some hexagonal infill through there, which is a desired effect for me. But the issue I had was that the hooks were too small, and the hooks actually didn't come out too well. About 4 came out well, and on this section, this is a portion of the nose, about 4 came out well on this one as well. So those hooks were having difficulty coming out because of their skew hanging edges, and so my strategy is to increase the hook size and also increase the element size. So that being the old style, I then moved on to, I increased the element size by 25%, and I increased the hooks, doubled their size. So instead of here, hook sizes of 2 millimeters in width, they're now 4 millimeters in width. So these guys will be really big and robust. So here is that same eyepiece that I printed here. But in this case, The eyepiece is now with those doubled sized hooks and 25% larger element. And the orientation, instead of trying to save plastic like I thought I could and laying it flat, I thought, let's post it upright in the direction of the element extrusion, extruded elements, so that the hooks retain the most of their structural integrity. The maximum structural integrity will allow it to slide and interlock, as you can see with these example elements right here that are nice and tight, and they zip together with a zipping sound because of those layers are in the direction of the hooks. So that's one strategy I suggest if you're going to break up a structure, is use something that doesn't have those rectangular supports and instead use tree-like supports. Those might assist you in getting to that height that you require on your print bed. It did about double the print time and the plastic, but to me it's worth it for quality and to reach the intended purpose and use of the sculpture. Thanks a lot for watching, and I look forward to updating you with successful prints.